Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our show titled Speak of Africa. We have a great show for you today. If you are watching this show for the first time, my name is Prince Ojong, your host. I started Speak of Africa because I wanted to give you a voice, a channel to express yourself. We feel we are one people, one destiny. We are Africans. And when you look at Africans today, you have Africans all over the world. Africans have left the motherland, then they have settled in many other places in the Americas. Then when you look at those who are talking about the need to bring our brothers and sisters who are lost, we share that need every day. Since the days of slavery, we've been longing to reunite people of African descent. With this, we have two schools of thought. There are those who think Afrocentricity, the idea of bringing all Africans, the law of return, the return of Africans to their ancestral homeland, whether they are from the West Indies, they are from Black America, or they need to come back home, homecoming. Not just the wearing of kente, real homecoming, where they can contribute to the development of Africa. That's the message of Ibrahim Traore. About 10 of you sent me a video from Ibrahim Traore. This video was just talking about a dream that he had, a project for Africa's development, a Pan-African project, where he wants to engage the African diaspora. When I listened to his message, I watched the video, I just felt today, let's talk about the dream and the project of Ibrahim Traore for Africa. Ibrahim Traore has been president probably since 2022, but he has really been in the news every day. People are looking at him like a bold leader, the kind of leader that Africa needs. They are looking at him like Kwame Nkrumah. They are looking at him like Thomas Sankara, Samora Machel, all those heroes who were killed by the colonial guys. Ibrahim Traore represents the right thing for Africa. And that's what we want to focus on. As we said, this is your show. Whatever you want to talk about, that's what we'll focus on. So many of you sent me this video. I watched it. Ibrahim Traore is talking about the dream, the talented 10th. How can Africa move forward? Africa cannot move forward by relying on Bretton Woods institutions, by relying on France, by relying on Britain. All these countries are colonial forces. They want to keep Africa in bondage. So if you want to be free, you cannot go to your slave master and say, I want to be free. You have to buy your freedom. You have to force your slave master to free you. And that's why Ibrahim Traore is using a concept which we've shared with you many times. What can help Africa to become free is our emulation of the Jewish people. You see the way the Jewish people use their diaspora. You have Israel, but most of the people, the Jews who have been dispossessed for so many years, they are returning to Israel to develop Israel. Similarly, we are asking Africans to do what Ibrahim Traore is saying. Return to the motherland and develop the motherland. Wherever you are a missionary. You are an African missionary. You've learned a lot. In this video, which we're going to share with you, Ibrahim Traore is focusing on African diasporans in the United States of America and the islands. He contacted so many of them from Howard University, Silicon Valley, and many other institutions. Then he brainstormed to bring them together in a mastermind so that they can leverage their expertise in many fields: medicine, geology, science, arts, everything. So this is a noble concept. In order for Africa to develop, we need the expertise. Instead of depending on the white man who will come and not help us, we have our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Nigeria, for example, has a lot of talent in the diaspora. We've said it on this show so many times. We saw a video. Bola Tinubu now is organizing Nigerians in the diaspora. They have to come to Nigeria, to Abuja, to celebrate so that they can be connected to local business people so that they can work on development projects in Nigeria. We salute this. When Bola Tinubu does something like this, we think we'll like it. And we understand this is going to take place early November. This is good. The only issue we see is free Nnamdi Kanu, because a lot of people are talking about it. Bola Tinubu, free Nnamdi Kanu. Traore too has been talking about this week. It looks like he met with former Goodluck Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria, and he pleaded the case of Nnamdi Kanu to Goodluck Jonathan. So Goodluck Jonathan has promised that he's going to meet Bola Tinubu to discuss the release of Nnamdi Kanu with Bola Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of promise. Nigeria is a juggernaut. If we can take all these resources, even the Nigerians who are in the diaspora, if they can return home, they can change the destiny of that nation. So we just need good leadership, as Ibrahim Traore is saying in his video. If we can do this, instead of having these sit-tight dictators, aged people who are over 83 years old, and they are still running for president because they control the army. They've captured the apparatus of state. They can do whatever they want. They sit there. They cannot. These people should be nursing homes. In America, people who are 83, 85 are in nursing homes. But in Africa, they are running new terms as president. So this should change. And that's basically the message of Ibrahim Traore in this video. You can see Ibrahim Traore talking, sharing his vision with a lot of people in this video. Take a minute and watch this video by Ibrahim Traore.
Je m'appelle Ibrahim Traore. J'ai 35 ans et je dirige le Burkina Faso. Mais aujourd'hui, je ne m'adresse pas à vous en tant que président. Je m'adresse à vous en tant que frère africain, qui a quelque chose à vous dire qu'aucun dirigeant africain n'a osé dire auparavant. Pendant 400 ans, nous avons été séparés. Vous nous avez été volés, amenés de l'autre côté de l'océan et contraints de bâtir une nation avec votre sang, votre sueur et votre génie. Mais voici ce qu'on ne vous a jamais dit. Et voici ce que je suis ici pour vous dire aujourd'hui. Vous n'avez jamais été oubliés. Vous n'avez jamais été abandonnés. Et maintenant, il est temps pour nous de nous reconnecter d'une manière qui va tout changer. Ce que je vais partager avec vous va vous choquer, vous inspirer et peut-être même vous mettre en colère. Mais surtout, cela vous montrera des possibilités qu'il n'aurait jamais voulu vous faire voir. Je vais vous parler de réunions secrètes qui se sont déroulées dans l'ombre, d'appels téléphoniques qui ont tout changé, d'un plan déjà en marche pour réunir notre famille dispersée et remodeler l'équilibre mondial des pouvoirs.
Thank you very much. A lot of you shared this video with me, a video of Ibrahim Traore, and I'm going to try to share it with many other people because I want this video to go viral. I'm going to share it. So also do well to share the video. You have my WhatsApp. I can also share this video with you on WhatsApp. So do that, okay? Next, there's good news. In the Seychelles, which is an island in the African area, there have been elections, presidential elections, and the opposition has won this election. So this is salutary news for us. But in Cameroon, we know that the opposition is not going to win the election. We've been reporting on the Cameroon election for a very long time. Paul Biya is going to win the election. Even though we just saw a video from China, they are saying that Ibrahim Traore has won the election. This is in the, not the real world. In the real world, there's no way Ibrahim Traore will not be unhappy with what is happening in Cameroon. Because Issa Chiroma, who is the celebrity politician, you guys know that this guy grew up in Ahijo's palace, so he's Ahijo's protege. This guy has been in politics for long, so some of you were surprised that, oh, Issa Chiroma was rising in the polls. Yes, he can rise in the polls all he wants. But this morning, we saw soldiers surrounding his palace. We're surrounding his palace, we just want to protect him. No, they just want to make sure that Issa Chiroma should not run away or should not do anything dangerous to the regime. So they are watching him. Biya's forces were surrounding the area, making sure that nothing strange happens. After Issa Chiroma voted in Garoua, as he was returning home, he was stopped by security forces. They wanted to check out to make sure that he's not carrying any weapons, but they are watching. By contrast, Paul Biya also was in Bastos. He voted for himself because he wants to make sure that he remains president. But is he going to rule? No, it's not going to rule because his victory is just for his hangers on, especially his wife Chantal. Chantal wants to stay, if Biya dies, Chantal wants to stay in Etudi. Unfortunately for her, what happened in Gabon is going to happen to her because Chantal Biya has made so many enemies. It's true, she's using the presence of her husband to run the country the way Sylvia Bongo was doing in Gabon. But things will end very badly for her. We can already predict. They will end very badly for her. Some of you are asking me, Prince Ojong, Cameroon has so many problems. There are divisions. It's a nation divided. You have the Anglophone crisis. You have Boko Haram in the north. Then there's division all over the country among the tribes. So how come Mr. Biya is still guaranteed to win this election? Well, for those who don't know, the answer is very simple. Mr. Biya presides over a very elaborate fraud machine. This fraud machine will guarantee that he will win this election. Even if he loses, as he himself knows. You guys saw all the crowds. Biya was not drawing any crowds. He was campaigning just by proxy. He only went to Marwa. That's the only place he went and campaigned. And the results were disastrous. His wife collapsed. Then he himself could not even campaign. He kept hitting his head. Somebody asked me, why does this old guy keep hitting his head? I'm sure he's chewing something to stay awake. The doctors told him, keep hitting your head so that you don't fall asleep. So how can this aged, sit-tight guy hold the country together and win the election? Well, his election fraud machine has 5 pillars. It's like a table. Instead of having 4 posts, it has 5. The first pillar of Biya's election fraud machine is CPDM, RDPC, Rassemblement Démocratique des Peuples Camerounais, Cameroon People's Democratic Movement. The CPDM is the first pillar of Biya's fraud machine, election fraud machine. This fraud machine is what he uses to share patronage among the people. He uses the money from the treasury to buy loyalty from the Cameroonian public. He has key people that he uses, like Atanganji. Atanganji presides over the second pillar of Biya's election fraud machine, which is MINAT, le ministère d'administration territoriale. That's the Ministry of Interior. Atanganji is a war criminal. He's a petty thief, a fair man, but he's the one presiding over the Ministry of Interior. This guy is not educated. When I think of a Minister of Interior, I think of somebody like Ainsi Vodo. This guy had all the degrees, he had all the education to command such a big post. By contrast, Atanganji was a petty thief who was working with Foshive. He learned all the tricks, all the crooked ways from Foshive. That's why Biya appointed him. He calls himself, Je suis Monsieur le Molinex. Molinex, je vais écraser tout le monde. Well, he's going to be saying this nonsense. But when Biya falls, he's going to run away. He's going to disappear. It's the same way some of those people were talking when other dictators such as Gaddafi were running Libya and other African countries. When Biya collapses, Atanganji will disappear. So he is the second pillar of Biya's fraud machine. As the minister who controls all the governors and politicians, they make sure that they stuff all the election boxes so that Biya can win. Even though the people are voting, but their vote means nothing because Atanganji controls the Ministry of Territorial Administration. He will make sure that the ballot boxes are stuffed only with Biya's name so that the other candidates will lose. Then at the same time, the governors and the sous-prefets and the prefects, they're going to make sure that nobody can contest this election. If you do, you'll be arrested. He's already threatening that, and you guys are hearing it. So that's the second tool he uses to make sure that Biya wins. So what's the third tool? The third tool is ELECAM. ELECAM is an acronym for Elections Cameroon. ELECAM is like INEC in Nigeria. They organize the election and they run the election. So they make sure that Biya is the only candidate who can win. They disqualify candidates they don't like they did with Maurice Kamto. They disqualify Maurice Kamto. Okay? That's ELECAM's role. There was the fourth tool. The fourth tool is the Constitutional Council. The Constitutional Council is also used to declare Biya victorious. Even if Issa Chiroma wins, the way we know he has won, he's not going to be declared the winner. They're going to steal the election from him. And which is why we keep saying, there's no way the Cameroonian people are going to dislodge Biya using the ballot box. It's not possible. Biya will still declare himself the victor of these elections. Biya is a referee. So how can he lose the match? He cannot lose the match, which is what stupid politicians do not understand. Biya will always win. The Constitutional Council, Clement Atangana, is Biya's tribesman. Biya has bribed him, so he's going to win. Biya is going to win the election. Atangana would declare Biya the winner of that election. Okay? Already, the presidency has given money to all these opposition politicians. Said, listen, you've lost, so take money and run away. Then what's the final pillar of Biya's fraud machine? The final pillar of Biya's fraud machine is the army, especially the B. Biya controls the security apparatus of that country. Even though he's old, he built that apparatus, so the apparatus is loyal to him. The military guys have been told that they must vote for Biya or else they will be killed. So if you are in the military and you don't vote for Biya, you know that you're looking for death. So sometimes people may blame those who are in Cameroon as being cowards. Why would you jump in front of a lion and say, eat me, and dare the lion to eat you? That's stupidity. So a smart person will run away, will pretend to be a coward, and wait to fight another day. So the army is the last pillar of Biya's security fraud machine. Whether he wins or he loses, the army will force his victory by threatening those who are counting the votes. If you say Biya did not win, you'll be killed. The army will kill you. So those are the 5 pillars of Biya's fraud machine. And he's going to use them. He's going to use them. So very soon you're going to hear Issa Chiroma is going to be arrested. They are already circling his house. The soldiers are there already waiting. They are just waiting for orders to pick him up to jail. If he keeps quiet and doesn't make any noise, they'll let him leave. But if he makes any noise and says he's the winner, they'll pick him up and take him to jail, the way they did with Maurice Kamto. Issa Chiroma is going to waste his time, go to court, go to the Constitutional Council, appeal the election results. All of that is for naught because they cannot change it. Nobody is going to say Biya did not win. Not in La République du Cameroon. Biya is the pharaoh of that country. Poor Biya, let my people go. Except it's a miracle of God, then this will happen. But there's no miracle yet. We're still waiting for that miracle in La République du Cameroon. In Botswana, we see some positive signs. Duma Boko is already introducing some change. Okay, he won the election against the incumbent, and we like what we saw in that country because the votes can be counted rightfully, not in La République du Cameroon. So Duma Boko is going to increase the local ownership of the diamond mines. The De Beer conglomerate has been exploiting the diamond money in that country. Everything is De Beer, okay? Now, Duma Boko wants the citizens of Botswana to enjoy the fruits of their labor, to enjoy the wealth of their country. So they want that at least 14% should go to the people of Botswana. That's positive. What about Ivory Coast? In Ivory Coast, we're going to witness another fake election very soon. The same way the French are using Biya, a corpse, in La République du Cameroon, they are using Alassane Ouattara. They are supporting him because they are benefiting from the cocoa wealth of Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is the greatest exporter of cocoa and coffee in that part of the world. But are the people benefiting from this? No. The French are looking at Ivory Coast like a plantation, so they are benefiting from the wealth of Ivory Coast. What about Malawi? In Malawi, we have another old guy who is, I think, over 85, Peter Murata. Is he going to do now that he has won the election? Does he have the vigor, the energy, the stamina to work as president? We don't think so. But most of these people just want to be president And the young people of Africa have seen enough. We need energetic people like Ibrahim Traore to run Africa, like Mali's Assimi Goïta, like General Abdurrahman of Niger. Those are the type of young people we need to be running Africa. What about Uganda? In Uganda, you also have another old person running. What about Zimbabwe? In Zimbabwe, we have another old person running. Okay? Even though they are old, they still want to run. That's Emerson Mnangagwa in Zimbabwe. In Uganda, you have Yoweri Museveni. He's making it tough to Bobby Wine and other guys to even challenge him because they cannot stand a chance. But what about Madagascar? Madagascar is a positive story, just like the story of the Seychelles. In Madagascar, we have the elite portion of the army that decided to defect, to join the people. The people have been protesting over the lack of basic utilities and amenities for weeks and months. Andry Rajoelina, the current president, has just been refusing to listen to the people. Finally, an elite part of his army decided now to support the people's movement for change. And change has come to Madagascar after so many years, over 16 years. So this is something positive. So change has come to Madagascar, and other African countries are looking for change. They are hoping that we'll get Ibrahim Traore to come and help us change the country. That's the hope for many people of Generation Z. We've been talking about Generation Z, the young people. They are looking for ways to change the destiny of their country. They are disillusioned. In Cameroon, they are disillusioned. But Paul Biya is still holding them in bondage. When are they going to be free? Well, there's another video of Paul Biya, his people sharing bread and sardine. On election day, they feel like the people are hungry. For voting for Paul Biya, at least they'll give them something. Some sardine and bread to eat. French bread. This is low quality bread, but the people are hungry. So they want to feed them with French bread. French bread is not manna from heaven. The only manna from heaven is freedom that can allow people to self-actualize. People can eat the way Maslow says, hierarchy of needs. The people need to fulfill their basic needs for food first. Then they can think about self-actualization. In La République du Cameroon, like in Ivory Coast, there is a lack of self-actualization. So we return to our story, the African Diaspora Project. The African Diaspora Project is the only way Africa can move forward. We need to team up with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora so that we can fight for one Africa. Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is not a new concept. We've been talking about it for so many years. But finally, Africans are not going to let this dream die. Okay? This dream of theirs, they want it to live. As much as people think that we should forget about the dream of one Africa, this dream will never die. We keep thinking about it and we keep doing things to make it happen. So there's already the wind of change blowing in the motherland. We are sharing the news so that you too can also share this news, because the only way we can free ourselves is by becoming engaged. Become engaged with us. This is our new movement. Don't ignore our videos. Share our videos with your friends and family members. If you do this, change is going to come to Africa. Welcome change to Africa. Bye-bye.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.